Oh man, you popping bottles and dipping just as much as your man the bartending and stripping, baby. Don't act like y'all was not screaming that shit. Yeah. What's up and welcome to Better Than Cable, bro.
Who was screaming what?
Y'all was screaming that song back in the day, bro. How to Love by Lil Wayne. How to Love. You had a lot of crooked stuff. Bro, come on. You can lie. It was in your headphones. It was in your headphones. Carter 4. Carter 4, come on. And then we would immediately play John right after. That's how it was out here. What is up and welcome to Better Than Cable. You are here with J-Treb from the Miseducation of Music, and we got Ananya and Parsh from Nevaland. Ooh, I almost said Better Than Cable again. And we got Bobby on the boards. I was trying to get to the B's too quick. You are. We got Bobby from Better Than Cable. Bobby on the boards from Better Than Cable. You just trying to see how many B's I can get in there?
Yep. I'm going to keep adding stuff.
The boy, what's another description? I can't think of any other adjectives with a B.
My boy Bobby on the boards.
My boy Bobby on the boards from Better Than Cable. That's what you want in your intro? You want that every week? I can add that to your title.
The alliteration.
The alliteration, it will?
Yeah.
It will? What if we start calling you Rob? What if we switch it up?
No.
We got Rob on the records. There's no records. There's no records. There's actually no board, if you want to be honest here.
There's a virtual board.
There's no board.
There's a virtual board.
Pars, can you sing? Hey, Pars, we're getting requests.
He can.
We're getting requests, Pars. They want you to hit a little intro. Apparently, my intro was not good enough. Hit them with a little verse or two. You got a 4. If you got a 4.
I got nothing.
Damn, man.
We will accept anything.
Bob says
literally anything. If you know a church hymn.
A church hymn is wild.
Especially for someone
who's
Can we get something religious? Can we get something religious? Like that's Bob. It's an interesting one to go for right off jump. Look, man, what's up? We are in here this week to talk our ish, man. If you are in here to talk about Oppenheimer, I was about to talk about the title and I'm not gonna do it. Are we actually gonna talk about it though? That was my thing because that's the question I forgot to ask. I want to talk about it because it's interesting.
How it's out there.
Well, if the cat's out the bag. But at the same time, are we actually going to discuss it was the question, but I was going to say nope, and then I was going to go into the other topics we had.
At this point, we could just touch on it real quick.
If we touch on it, we still save it for later. Let's just save it. Let's save it, man. Just because there are some topics, there's some cool stuff that was put on there to talk about. But how are you all doing, man? How are we doing on the TikToks daily, the grind?
Still on it.
Still on it?
Still on it. Dude, honestly, I think my videos are not getting better.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Your videos are.
I'm like,
and the one person, gee, that one you did with the split screen, I was like, yo, this is tight. Like y'all are going crazy, still adding innovation.
Yeah.
That and then
you gotta keep innovating, man.
Yeah,
for real.
Because I think also a bigger thing too is like, it's easy now. Like it's not that hard to where.
Yeah.
To where, fucking shout out Bobby on the boards, but But I think now it's like I'm realizing how easy it is, and it doesn't really take that much time. So I'm like, fuck it, I might as well. Whereas before, I think I was just being lazy about it. Whereas now I'm like,
I feel that
know this shit.
You all definitely make me feel like I'm lazy about these TikToks, bro. I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, I did 4 today, and I was like, oh, 4 of them, I'm going crazy. And then, like, I was like, these motherfuckers have put out one every day for this year so far. We're over half of the year done. Yeah. Like, you have less in front of you than behind you. Like, you will make less videos than you've already made.
Facts.
That's wild to me. So, I'm about to try. You're about to see me soon. I'm going to be out here posting with y'all and shit like that. Yeah. How's it going, though? Like, after we're this deep into it, like, how are you all seeing growth-wise on them? Like, you seeing, like, more people interacting? You seeing, like, more views? Or is it still the same toss-up as day one?
The funny thing is, like, it's the same shit. But I think now I just don't care. I think there's a different level of just, I don't care. I'm going to just make these.
What I have been seeing is the development of my like small community.
Yeah.
That's I think that's what matters more actually in reality. And I was telling I think Ananya this already before. Basically, like I think if you can slowly make that smaller community out of your like following, right? So like let's say you have 10,000 followers, you can get 1,000 people to be like ride or die with you. That's what you need as a creator. And then so then when you keep growing like over the years, if you just have more of those ride or die people, those people are way more valuable than anyone else following you,
100%.
basically.
I feel that. That's
And so
like
I
the
think
entire.
I've been
That's the type
seeing,
of fan base I've been trying to
yeah,
go for since day one.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, bro,
yeah,
just let me.
and I've been seeing those types of
1,000 of y'all
people.
that rock with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I've been seeing those types of people in my comments and stuff more recently.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's been growing. So I feel like that's a good thing. But
That's
other
dope.
than that,
That's really
like,
dope.
Yeah, facts. I think the people that watch me, they like
Yeah.
actually watch me, but it's just that select people.
Yeah,
which
you're
is
like
cool.
those, but you're still getting the repeats, the
Exactly.
same people coming back to like it, same people coming back to comment, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That's really dope, man. That's really dope. I'm glad that, bro. Like, I need to start doing this shit, bro. This y'all y'all are proving some shit here. Like, it's working in a way. That's really fucking dope, man. Now some of the topics we got today, I'm not even gonna try to transition because Pars put something in the notes this week, and I read the article and then proceeded to watch too many videos afterwards about it. I read the entire article about because it was because you put it in there, right? The universe getting bigger than we thought. Yeah. So the universe is like being older than we thought it was, and I just like went in a rabbit hole. I ended up like looking at these people who study dark matter and shit like that. I was like, this is insane.
Yeah.
But like, Pars, we want to preface that, man, like, because you're the one who found this one.
Yeah, so basically, like, what they're saying is, like, so apparently it's kind of been debunked, like, it's not fully true.
Yeah, it's
like,
still,
they still
it's
think
a
it's
little
more
less of a
around,
theory
like,
than the Big Bang Theory.
13.7. Yeah, it's still more around 13.7 or whatever. But they're saying, like, what they were saying is, like, due to the expansion of the universe could be way older. So basically, the universe, like, space has literally increased. You know what I'm saying? Like, somehow it's increased itself and expanded into something that's outside of the universe, right? We don't know what the F is outside the universe,
like,
but
we
it's
don't even
expanded
know.
into it, right? So it's like, due to that, they were saying, like, oh, potentially it could be older than we thought, but it's not. Yeah, it's not fully backed up. But dude, the fact that the universe is expanding and stuff is further away than, you know, we can even, like, we'll never even be able to get that information. That telescope is only getting old information. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll never be able to actually see what's going on at the edge of the universe.
It's so crazy because, like, just like even like seeing the discourse that people had about like the findings of this, or even like people theorizing that the universe could be older, it was interesting to see like how many people had stances and takes, and like what's considered proof, and then things that are like things that we perceive as fact right now, but it's like actually that's something that we've just kind of widely accepted. And it's like kind of how those things are battling now with people like kind of like with this discovery kind of being on like the edge of being something that they would be able to prove. Like, because that's even crazier. Like, thinking that our solar system being even older is like wild. Like, that's so crazy to me, because that means that there just had to be so much more. Like, I'm one of those people who just believes that like we're an iteration of something, and like there definitely had to be like shit before us that was like creating complex things inside of this universe at some time, and that just kind of gives more validity to it, because that's so far back and we're so much of a blip that like we could be like the 10th or 12th iteration, and there could be like longer periods of time without any life that can actually traverse the galaxy in between the gaps, if that makes sense. Like, there could have been a civilization that built up, traveled it, died off completely, built up, traveled it, died off completely.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's what they say about
times.
the pyramids, right? That's what they say, like, about the older pyramids. They were built, like, I think almost 10,000 years prior to, like, the secondary pyramids. So they're like, dude, there's like a whole culture that might have been lost in that 10,000 year gap.
Where it's literally like some other people just came in here and went, this is some cool architecture, and adopted it. And then now those time periods, we can barely tell anything in like different in between them, or like what's going on.
That's exactly what's going on there. There's something lost in translation. And then what they were saying is like those secondary pyramids were built in like a way less precise manner, I should say, right? Like they weren't as nice as the original pyramids. You know, so it's like
shit is so crazy, because that's just within human history. That's like lost knowledge within us, within our like trail, or like just this time period that we have like here in the universe. On a grander scale, it could be even crazier. Like,
facts.
There could have been something entirely different here. Like, bro, people living on top of like the ice that used to be here back in the prehistoric time, like shit like that, where it's like, oh man, there'd be so many things.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, who knows, dude?
That's
Like,
multiplying
how the heck
how
did
old
they?
the universe is times 2 is so crazy.
Yeah.
That's billions.
Like,
Yeah,
dude,
it's like
there
a
could
bunch of
potentially,
Hulks
like,
running
the
around.
universe is so expansive, dude. There could be theoretically like infinite stuff between here and the end of the universe. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like there could be other versions of you, even. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's
Legit.
definitely other life forms. And if there's not, maybe like, as we explore the universe, like the universe is generating, as we're exploring it,
So
like
it's
if
like
we're
more
actually
is
in a
being
simulation.
created as we're
You know?
figuring it out.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's too much. I don't think we'll ever figure that shit out.
Yeah,
like
yeah, no,
humanity will end before we figure it out. That's just what it is.
No, for
Well,
sure.
that's the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we can't see into the universe; we see the past.
Yes. But like I'm just saying,
So
where it's
we
just
are
like
watching, like
Yeah.
at certain
I
points
think-
of the universe, we can watch parts of it being created from here.
Yeah, I think our only chance is if we can somehow manipulate gravity. If we can start manipulating gravity, then we basically have control over everything. You can control time through gravity, and you can
How?
even control
So-
light,
time
and you can-
gravity? What's the
Yeah.
relation?
and you can move
They're
space.
the same thing.
I
So
know,
it's like you
but
can
what I'm saying is,
control-
like, what is the 1-to-1, I guess, of this? Like, what in relation of gravity do we need to control to then be able to move in time?
Gravity.
That's obviously not what I meant.
So like you can
That's-
control the direction
Yeah.
of the gravitational field, right?
So
then
controlling,
when you
so
control,
controlling our location through gravity.
What?
you can. So no,
You
it
can,
would
like,
be where you
shift literally
apply
the,
it,
like,
where you're
Earth.
applying gravity.
I could
And
float
how
Floating-
you're
Shift,
applying it.
like, you,
That-
yeah, you could flip everything.
I could just have this float on a gravity coaster.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, now what's that relation to time?
What's
It's
the
technically-
relation to time?
it's just there
We
is
don't know exactly, but there
Okay,
is a
then cool.
relation
Then
to
okay,
time.
then
It's
the
time,
answer is that
space.
So-
the answer is that there is no
So
answer
like
for
the
what I'm
idea is like, so let's say Bob wanted to levitate that, right? So there's a field going down, right? And that's why it's gonna fall.
Okay,
Like,
okay,
there's
okay,
a-
okay. Hold
there's a
on, hold on, hold on,
gravitational
hold on,
field
hold
going
on,
down.
hold on, hold on.
If we can
So,
control,
no. What you're, yeah, I
create a
feel
field
this.
going up, right? That's how we can
Yes,
manipulate.
yes,
gravity. That's what I'm talking
but
about.
then what you're saying is controlling our perception of time, because that's not controlling what would be considered light years. That's controlling our perception of time because we have paused that in gravity.
Well, I mean, to the bottle, it's controlling the perception of light years.
It's controlling
It's
only
just
our. But the thing is,
relativity.
but the
We
thing
are
is,
the bottle in that
but my thing,
situation.
my
No,
thing is, if the bottle then floats
No.
and I am still aging, I'm not controlling
That's
time
controlling
unless I'm
space.
the one who is.
No, you're controlling space in that
Okay.
case. You're not controlling time.
Got
That's
it.
a
Cool.
spatial containment.
Because I'm like,
Well, no,
what's
but
that
even
relation
with
to
that-
time? That's not relation
So
to time.
basically-
But even
So,
with that, there
like,
would be a
space-
change in
you
time
could-
where
But
the
controlling
for the
controlling
bottle.
gravity does controlling
So,
gravity
Josh,
stop my aging?
yeah.
that's not how it works.
This is what I'm
So
saying.
just think
When
about it
I'm
like
thinking
this.
of time, I mean time in the sense of aging and time in the sense of how we are moving on this planet, not time in the sense of something being paused gravitationally.
No,
I have a good
it's like-
analogy for this here. So imagine you have like a baseball mitt, right? And then there's a ball, and the ball is basically bound to fall into this baseball mitt, right? And so you could think of this as like the gravitational curve, right? The curve of space-time, right? And so what we can do is if we can apply a gravitational field this way, and we can level that spatial curve. So now the bottle will just stay here. There is no curve for it to fall into. Does it make sense? So
Yes.
that's like a spatial containment
Yeah, but
if
I was
we
gonna
can
say,
control
but
gravity.
then we're controlling space. That's
Well,
not,
yeah.
what I am.
Space and time
But
are all
we're
one
using
and the
gravity
same.
to control space. We're using gravity to control space. basically.
Okay, well, I think when I think time, I'm thinking more in the sense of our human self, or seeing,
if
or
you were the
literally,
thing
or
being- Yeah,
literally
yes.
moving
Like-
either forward or backward.
It's kind of like you're
within
stuck
time.
in space.
It's
So
not
so
backward.
it's like there's
It
no
would be
I
like
know.
slower or faster.
Understandably, but still, like, that's why I'm saying, like, the things of like literal, like the way we perceive time, because time is like such a man-made concept here.
Yeah.
Like more so than gravity is, because gravity is also something that we have coined,
Well-
but it is more easier to see because time is something we just use as a passage. It's more of a marker. So it's like, when I think of time, I'm like, well, the time of me aging, if that could be controlled, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to think in relation to this. Because me falling slower within gravity,
You
would
could.
that
I'm sure you
control
could do
the
something
rate at
like
which
that
I'm
too.
aging.
That's not.
That's
thing.
how I'm thinking of time
Like-
right now.
So
That's how I'm thinking of the passage
I
of it. at
don't
least.
know the math to figure out, but if you levitate something, like Par said, you have that curve in the gravitational field that's pulling it down.
Yeah.
So if you're levitating it, you make that line flat. So you've changed the shape of space there, which will change how time flows there. So while there's no change in life to us, to the
something
bottle,
could be happening to that.
To the bottle, it might be frozen.
Specifically where the bottle is.
No
somehow
passing on the bottle because no
like
gravity
that.
is.
Yeah, but that's something. Oh, that sounds like something we could not
something
test
different.
for years.
That's something insane.
Yeah.
We're
nowhere
close. We're nowhere close.
It sounds like
being able to do that.
Sounds like we're nowhere near that being practical.
No.
Like,
I don't know
it's our only chance, basically, though.
Like,
I think that's our only chance.
It might be a much smaller magnitude than it being frozen.
Well, I mean, also that's something that sounds super theorized because it's like we actually don't know because it sounds like we would, even if we were able to do that right now, we would only be able to do it with an inanimate object.
Well,
we would not be able to do that with a person.
Our math
and
for
I think
gravity,
you could
we
create.
Just don't know if it's right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because these are
that's how
we're
you
trying
could
to
create
explain
a
more
wormhole
natural
too.
phenomenon that is like
Yeah.
kind of what we're doing here at science.
I think you could create a wormhole like that too. It's like you could potentially like apply really high gravity to like two parts of space right next to each other, and they'll like
accidentally just rip the whole universe open.
Yeah, just
suck
join
the earth in.
Some is like that. Like
I know, but I'm just saying, like somebody like does this as an experiment. They accidentally just like literally engulf the earth, and it's like, oh shit, oops.
Yeah.
See,
and it's like all we were trying to do was get a baseball to float, man.
We need to figure out how to send something through a wormhole.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do any of this.
Well, the thing is like they theoretically exist, but we haven't found one. So we need to find one in the first place. No, I don't think so.
The whole thing about there being one by the moon.
Yeah, there's like one in front of the moon or something. Yeah. Well, they called it a portal, quote unquote, on NASA's website. I think they called it a portal in front of the moon, and they were like, "We don't know what the fuck it is."
Let's look this up.
Like,
yeah, I'm good.
I remember this news story vividly. This was like while we were in college. That brought you to a weird book. That brought you to a weird. Oh, you're going straight.
Yeah,
to
it still hasn't been found. A wormhole hasn't been found yet.
That's what I was gonna say. Type in portal in front of moon NASA. Well, type in portal moon NASA. I think they might have used the term portal. Like I feel like they were staying away from the word wormhole.
Yeah, I don't know what a portal is, but
I don't
whatever
know
a wormhole is, they haven't found that.
They just said some weird shit.
Yeah.
There's no way we're gonna find this article. If anyone in the comments ever does.
No, the closest thing they did recently with the wormhole is they simulated it in a computer. That's the closest thing they did recently.
And it was like, oh shit, we know the conditions.
Yeah. Like in that one, it was also like a lot of BS around it too, because like the news and headlines were saying like, oh, scientists simulated a wormhole, like, for real. But like, it's like we didn't. It was just like a program that ran. It's like.
Yeah, I think this might be something about it. Question mark. This is magnetic fields, though.
Yeah, this is just like.
It's talking about magnetic fields and portals. I'm assuming created by that. Well, dude, the fact that this Earth is like here and we can live here, it's like such a fucking like.
No, dude, it's so improbable, dude. Yeah. It's like, dude, it's like the most improbable thing.
But also sometimes I wonder if we only think that because we're discovering it, if that makes sense. So it's like we battery.
It's what they call like the survivor's bias or something like that.
Well, so yeah, I was about to say.
Since
so it's
we're
like
the only ones that do exist.
Yeah,
it feels impossible that we exist. Basically,
it's like all this other shit like just like did not work or like these other things like no, do not use those. Use the ones that are inside the white case. The fact that we are the ones that exist and the fact that other people don't make us then seem like we are more important. So we're like, oh, this had to be perfect and this had to be perfect. Like all of these things. You take the other one out first. There's no
dude, because like
there's no snap to it.
You can name like dozens of examples of what went right for us, man. Dozens and probably millions of examples, honestly.
Don't close the battery door.
It's already closed.
Well then open it.
Why not close it?
Because that's what the fan's there for.
The fan.
You need to turn it off and turn it back on, probably. Yeah. Off and back on. Yeah. Some dead air.
keep talking.
We could. I mean, like, I finished my thought, but then we were waiting for the camera.
No, you interrupted the whole show.
I did not. I did not. I interrupted when you tried to put a second battery inside of a camera when there was already a battery in it. Because you're just hitting the battery against a battery. That's all you're doing there.
I hadn't even done it.
It's fixed now, man. But just to circle back and close the topic on the oldness of the universe, I feel like if they do find out that it is indeed double the amount of time, I 100% will then believe that we are like not important on the scale of time.
No,
like I already
we have
really
no
don't.
clue what happened.
But my thing is like, my thing is I don't like. I will like. There's no, like I don't believe there's anything truly special about humanity. If that is
the first civilization,
for sure. I don't.
At the same time.
Yes, but once you expand that time frame, my belief in us being the first dwindles down by less than what I already think it is, and it's not already.
No, yeah, there was I saw a good video recently, which was just like maybe the universe had to take a certain amount of time to be able to support life, and then we're one of the first. So it's like us and a bunch of other aliens just all came up at the same time, probably, right?
Around.
And then we're just all in different pockets, and it's we all can't talk to each other yet. You know, it's like we're all not advanced enough yet.
But so here's my thing in the case of this still. So we're saying that these things came up in the same time. If we extend the time that the universe has been alive by double what it is right now, that time span of a little bit in between us is millions of years, and then it switches to billions of years. So maybe we are one of the first, but being one of the first in the case of over 20 billion years, that means that there could have been millions of years in between the variations of what's happening. And I only say once again that we are not special in the sense that what we are doing right now is not special. Us even streaming to YouTube or thinking people are famous, like the way that we have set up governments, the fact that we choose not to help people. All of those things become so minuscule when you think of something of that nature. Like the fact, because the only reason why we believe ourselves to be so important is because we do believe ourselves to be the first in a lot of things.
We used to be rock suckers. Give us some credit.
No.
We watch things on a screen.
I'm not. But yes, but what I'm saying is none of it should be glorified in the stream that it is. Yeah. None of it should be sitting where it is. None of it should be considered to be as important as it is. People should not be stressing on different levels of life because of this, because of how minuscule we truly are. Like there should not be things such as like the economic divides and such as like issues with relations of people's skin colors or religions or the way that people go about lives. Like those things are so non-factors if we truthfully are just another number or just an accident. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like it makes me care more about people and less about shit,
right?
In that case.
But Josh, like those are the flaws left over by whatever led to creating us, right? Like it was an imperfect process in creating us, clearly.
Yes, but that doesn't mean I have to have appreciation for it in the sense that it's imperfect. I can appreciate the things that inside of it are workable. And then but it just makes me go like, wow, like we literally are just like another iteration of something that could be to come later, and we're wasting our time on things that are like so minuscule, where it's like these things could be more advanced. Like you were saying something like we used to be rock suckers and now we're looking at screens. There are certain things that have been done in humanity that have inhibited innovation as well as pushed it forward. So to me, it kind of sits in like some of these things could have been non-factors, or even some of the things today could still be non-factors.
You say that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's easy to look at them. Right, but you have to have a solution for each of it. Like you have to address each one by one, right? It's like I felt like that's what society is all about. It's like we've been just slowly addressing all the problems, right? Like that's the whole point of working together.
Yeah, while still repeating some things, but I mean,
sometimes
I feel like
history
something
repeats,
like that should band us together more to be like, hey, let's just if we're here, like. What if we're the ones that could keep going? But that's not going to happen if we still have divide. That's not going to happen under the current way that we live. It's just impossible. Like and I'm just like, we're just like so many billions of years this universe has been here. I'm only going to be here for max 100 of them, bro. Like that's wild. That's nothing.
Yeah,
that is nothing. Yeah. Like it's very hard to be like it's more important for the future than it is for the past. And once you're born is what I'm considering to be the past in that statement. Meaning that like it's more important for the people you'll never see in the world you'll leave to the next.
But maybe that's where AI might hook us up, man, and we might progress really, really fast in the next, 30 years.
Put our consciousness with it, and then we actually don't die. I'm not gonna lie. If I was like 100, I'd sign up. If it was available.
Yo, I mean, they might just be able to like reverse aging in your body because they're doing that recently with like the blood stuff.
That's scary.
Have you guys been seeing that?
Yeah, that's scary though, bro. I feel like that's
wild, right?
I'm too skeptical of that. Like that's
crazy.
Dude, you saw
that blood real
right?
quick. Nah, bro. I don't know.
You saw the rat experiment?
It's
like,
all
dude,
just a little too
looked like a regular
like
rat,
a sci-fi
dude.
movie.
Yeah, no,
and one was old AF, and then basically what they did is they accelerated the aging on both the rats, and then they gave the blood to only one of them, dude. And it was AF, dude. It's like the other one aged like an old man, dude.
Bro, that's scary shit. That like it literally
crazy.
looks like a scene out of a movie though. Like that's some shit where you're like, this looks like
legit.
Didn't they do this shit in I Am Legend? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh, this is just creepy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's something where it's like maybe 2 generations from now they'll be okay with that. I don't know if I'm gonna be the generation. But let me tell you, if they do some Transcendence, some Johnny Depp, upload your brain real quick when you dying, I'll check it out.
All right, so I mean, what if they give you like, what if hella people are doing it and it's not that expensive to do?
I feel like what if hella people are doing it is hilarious.
Yeah,
what if your mom just got it done, bro? Like.
Let's say 40% of people are already doing it, right? Like, 40% of people,
40%
they're already going in.
40% is a pretty high number. You just say like 40% of the U.S. population. Like,
yeah, let's say 40% of the U.S. population is all
probably would do
becoming immortal.
Fuck it, because it's like we're all gonna die together at that point.
Right.
If you lose 40% of the U.S. population tomorrow, this country's hurt, bro. Fuck you mean, like.
Exactly. Also, if I'm 100, like my knees hurt. Like fuck it, bro.
Yeah, it's like if we get into the end.
Yeah. Fuck it.
There are some things where it's like over 70. No, it's gotta be past 70. What?
What's the earliest? What's the earliest you would do it?
Because I want
the latest I'm doing.
I'm gonna live this one. I'm gonna live this one regular as long as I can.
Right.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it the way my OGs did it, as long as I can do it.
You're just gonna preserve your 78-year-old body where you already can't do shit.
But I'm okay with that because what I'm now preserving is just my life, my existence. I'm not preserving existence at the level of 42. I'm merely just going for the. Let me just stick it around for a little while. Maybe see some younger generations grow up, and then that. But then when do you pick to leave too? Because those things, if they don't have cutoff dates, like if you could just keep doing this and keep doing this, that's scary to me. Nah, bro, I don't know. That's nope.
No, that's the whole point. You can just keep going.
Because that's a weird rat race. Because then if you start at 42, because this is what I'm thinking. You start at 42, and you're like, yo, this put me back to like 26, okay? And then you get to 60 and now you feeling like 40, but you've had all this time, and then people like you have been doing this. Now they're investing more money. They're going to push that back again. They're going to find a way, if all the 42-year-olds are getting in, to keep pushing it back. And then I'm just scared people going to start living forever. And that's just, I feel like if you do it for old people, it's like they probably only want just, hey, let me get 20 more of them, bro. And then like kick it out.
Like 375.
That's wild, bro. I don't want to see that many of them. I don't want to see that. No, what, dude? Like, okay, if you were alive in,
imagine what you could do in 370.
I feel like if I was alive in 1920, there's no way I would want to see the world right now.
Really?
No, there's nothing, because this is, it's too much. It's like there's no way I could be relevant in this.
There's no way you care still.
Like, there's no way. There's just no way.
Figure it out.
Of course you figure it out, but like at the same time, we see people that are very removed from existence who are younger than that, if that makes sense. Like people who are kind of just out of it, or like people who kind of need to be out of it. Like you should not have that position of power, or you should not, even really be talking to people with the way that you think, because you think like the time period you were born in. Like, there's no way that my values that I have that came up in the 2000s and shit like that are going to be relevant years from now. Right. People in the 1920s, everything that would socially be okay to say is probably not PC today. And I don't want to live through my flip of change. It's like, cool, I want to be progressive now, and take me out when it's not.
Right. First of all, if we get to a point where, like, the social guidelines now are that much worse that, like, we'd be canceled, like,
it's going to happen. That's what you're describing. You're
No,
describing the passage of time, Bobby.
Yeah.
That is literally what happens. Everything, no, literally, it does. Everything that you could say on a podcast 10 years ago, you could not say today. Hold on, let me not say everything. It's things that are small ignorances that we perceive as funny. They're not going to be funny anymore. Everything that we laugh at right now, everything that we've sent back and forth on Instagram is not going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not going to be okay in 100 years. You know it. 100%. You can't tell me it would be, because anything that somebody would have said 100 years back would have been bad. Like,
no, for sure.
100 years ago, this world was it was okay to be terrible, like, in my opinion. From my perspective,
a lot of stuff you can't say. Yeah,
and I'm not saying every single person was bad. I'm just saying, like, the jokes ain't the same.
Mm-hmm.
You like, you literally, like, comedians made millions saying things like the R word or things of that nature 5 years ago.
Yeah.
What do you think is gonna happen in 100?
I don't want that. Well, so, like,
you wanted to be there for 300 of them, bro. Like,
yeah, but I'm gonna be doing shit. I don't really care about, like, what's PC. I'll be so fucking important because I'm 250 and I got all the knowledge in the fucking world.
But you won't.
Why not?
Okay.
I've lived for 250 years.
Ignore that. Keep going on the point you were going on before. Keep going on the point you were going on before. Don't deter.
Which point?
I don't know. You were making.
What point did
he have? Deter. You were making.
What point did he have?
I don't know what it was.
Yeah. I don't know where you're going.
No one knows what it was.
You were saying that you get to 250 and you wouldn't care about things that were PC and you would be. Yeah, you would have knowledge, and then I stopped because I said,
like, it needs to be a problem. If, like, 100 years, you can't talk to someone because the act of speaking in their direction.
Okay, you're taking an extreme right now. You're taking an extreme, obviously. Like, that's not what we are meaning here. That's not at all. Speaking in someone's direction is not an extreme as, like, the fact that if a trans person existed in 1920, they would have been stoned in public and they would have laughed. Things of that nature. Or how even, like, people who are trans today still have issues in the world. Whereas, like, maybe in the future, that would be something that would be more normal, meaning that all the jokes that are being said and the things that people might or might not get canceled for today would be 100% cancelable in that time period, if time moved along in the same way it is now. The same way that happened with homosexual jokes in the past, in the 90s and the 80s, in comparison to what you could say today on a stage. Those are the small things I'm saying that would be PC, that I'm just saying I don't want to live through hearing everyone fight again, because there'll be another fight. That's what it is. Every generation, every turnover. I don't want to live through too many of these. Like, dude, the one we're living through right now is a fucking doozy, my nigga. Like, the pandemic was crazy. Like, bro. Like,
wait,
I don't. You're like, but this
Mars.
Okay.
Go to Mars.
Other things that are on the docket for today to drop off of this topic completely. There's a new movie coming from the creators of Rogue One, my favorite Star Wars movie ever. I don't know if you all peeped the trailer. It's got John David Washington. It's so dope. Essentially the movie is everyone's, like, the fearmonger AI wet dream of, like, computers are taking over the world.
Can we get a so boom?
Oh, so boom. What happens is John David Washington is fighting with the humans, and the robots are on the other side. These robots look like humans. They got heads. They kind of look like, do you remember the robot Lando was with in Solo? The one that, like, kind of looked humanoid but had a disc head?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's what the robots look like. Very humanoid movements, okay? And John David Washington is tasked to go get the weapon that will end the war. He gets there. Who is it? A kid with a robot head. What the fuck? Combination of human and AI. You see the conflict, right? This is all the trailer. We keep moving in the trailer. John David Washington now has this kid in tow, putting hats on him to kind of disguise the back of the head type shit. And, like, they're getting places and they get stopped by, like, military, and the little AI kid does this little move. Loki looks a little like, looks a little anime-ish, where they're like, in this motion, and then they go bam, all the fucking lights go out. Okay, so this kid's got power. We don't know what the fuck's happening though, because now we're getting cut scenes of John David Washington, and people are saying, who are you fighting for? Which side do you care about? And he's like, oh, and you just see his eyes get big. Obviously he has a retort, but, you know, cuts off right there, and you see him getting separated from the kids. The robot is now taking the kid back and he's getting taken by some humans. So it's like, what the fuck happens in this movie? And then the title comes up, The Crater.
That kind of reminds me of
Ex Machina.
there's like an old movie with like there's
but
like
on a
this
way
little
bigger
kid that's
scale
a robot.
involving war. There's no like the premise. Yes, Ex Machina.
It's
I mean,
Ex Machina.
Yeah.
No,
there's so many more guns than Ex Machina.
That's
Ex Machina. If there was, is there a sequel? I've never seen the sequel. If there's a sequel,
How do you even do a sequel to Ex Machina? Did you not see the end of it?
you could do a sequel.
This movie would be the sequel if you're saying anything. It would be She Goes Out. What?
No, it was a trailer.
Well,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
that's what I mean. Like,
Well, you just
the sequel would just be a robot war.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So this could be a sequel to Ex Machina, but it's not the plot of Ex Machina.
But like, they just took Ex Machina and
Well, so that's
They
what I'm
just made it
saying.
bigger.
So
Yeah,
hold on.
Ex
I just
Machina was
described to
bigger.
you the trailer, and the trailer does seem like a stolen movie in a way. But it's like, what are we missing? What's the part of the actual movie? This is the first trailer drop. That's no story essentially. Like, I'm piecing together from the story that they told me with those visuals. Studios are known to do fake trailers, where it's like half of that shit that you saw in there ain't even in the movie. So I don't know, man.
Facts.
It could be crazier because there is a passage of time. At one point, he has like gray hair. So like, this is it's gonna do some shit.
It's about to be a 3-hour
But
movie.
this movie is like essentially what I hear everyone screaming from the mountaintops about AI, where it's like, we're gonna get taken over by robots. Like the people who are on the like obvious opposing side, like intensely and staunchly. It's like this is the fear that they have.
Yeah, have you seen that movie AI, Artificial Intelligence? That's
No.
literally the
With
movie
Haley
name.
Joel Osment, I watched it this week because it's so terrible
Yes.
and I wanted to laugh. This is not that.
Are you sure?
I'm
Okay,
positive.
'cause that's what-
because I
that's
watched that
instantly
movie
what
this
the
week, and let me
plot
tell you,
reminded me
it
of.
does not fulfill that trailer. That movie is so
Okay.
terrible that I'm confused as to why it got any type of hype. It is about a sex robot and a robot kid for a family, both trying to just become real, and the little boy just really thinks he can become a real boy. And the ending is so who was this for? Who was the audience? It's a
robot.
sex robot and a kid robot who is like trying to live like the end of the movie, it switches to Pinocchio. Like he gets so Pinocchio that he goes underwater into the like because it's
and,
in
like,
the future.
New York
So
is
he goes
flooded.
to New York
Yeah.
underwater because the sea level is raised, and he goes to Coney Island to the Pinocchio part of the park. Like at this point,
Yeah.
they're like, we don't even care.
They
Here's
hit
the story.
all
This is what we're doing.
demographics.
Yeah,
Like
it's like
and
a-
they
it's like
really
a
just stop
big
caring.
boy-
Like you go
yeah.
through the whole Pinocchio book.
God damn.
Like you
It
pass
basically
the
is
whale.
Pinocchio. Yeah.
He goes to the blue fairy and then he sits there until like I think 2000. There's a 2,000-year time jump in a fade to black screen. Oh my god, this is the last 10 minutes. It's so fucking bad. It's so fucking bad. I hate it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm triggered.
I mean,
Yeah.
the one message I remember even when I was a kid is that, dang, like if that robot really believes he's a little kid, like we're not gonna understand if is that little robot kid conscious or not, right? And then now it's hard for humans to understand if like we're supposed to have empathy towards that robot or not, right? Like I think that was like the one
That's
message
every
it was
robot
trying to get
movie
across,
though.
but,
That's
like,
iRobot.
yeah, it's like every other
That's
robot,
fucking
right?
Ex
It's like every other
Machina
robot.
again. Like
Yeah.
it's just the like, am I gonna choose you over a human?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Am
it
I gonna
was like
am I
the
gonna do something that
earliest
serves as a
example of it.
robot and
It's like,
hurts a
what was
person?
that 2001?
Like,
One of the earlier examples, I should say.
but it's like once we create them,
Yeah.
who's responsible for them? I think is what this movie is going to dive into, which is more the aspect of what I'm hoping for. Meaning that like if humans created them, they served the purpose we wanted them to, and then they became a force that we could not contain. Is it our responsibility in some sort to make sure that their needs are then met based on their sentience that they now have? Or is it our job to eradicate them in total now that they have a form of sentience? But this is only once they've achieved that form of sentience where they can say, I want this, I need this,
Yeah.
and I have a response
Yeah.
to not getting it or to getting it. And it's my own
The
choice.
question
whether I
is
act.
to at what intelligence will they get their sentience? Will they be just as smart as us, or will they be way smarter than us? And that's the question. And so wherever that hits, like let's say they're just as smart as us, I mean honestly we'll be saved. Dude, if that's true, thank God, right? Like, if the AI
If they
is only
are
just
though, I
as
mean,
smart
we
as
got
us,
some
like,
flaws too
all right,
though. They could do some dumb shit
you know,
if they as smart as us.
it's still gonna cause problems, but not as many problems as we thought, right? But
Yeah.
I think if it's way smarter than us, we're done, dude. Like, who
Yeah.
knows what it could do? Who knows? Who
Facts.
knows, dude? Who knows?
But at
No
the
one
same
knows.
time, I think my thing here is, and I'm hoping what the movie addresses is,
Yeah.
we created it. We created it to serve a purpose.
Yeah.
Does that mean we have a responsibility to continue taking care of it? Like that's the question in my opinion
And I
as
think
we're
I
getting
think-
further into the AI shit. Like if it
And
gets
that's
to the point,
something that'll never be answered until we're doing it.
it's gonna be in the moment. It's gonna be like,
Yeah.
do we need to shoot these, or should we like find them somewhere to live? And
Like, should we nuke this computer center, right? Like this data center right now? Like,
it's like,
should we
'cause
nuke it or what?
and I mean, like, of course, it's not 1-to-1, but it's like it's almost like it's your baby. It's your I guess pet is a better one because I don't want to compare it to a child.
Yeah.
That's far too intense. But like if it's like a pet to you, it's like a pet that you created.
Yeah.
Though it's like you did this, you took care of it, you created it, it did what you wanted to, and it's like you're not rewarding it technically. So you have to know you're on the wrong side in a way.
The robots are gonna
No, have you guys watched Person of Interest?
Why are the robots gonna hate me?
You just call them pets.
I was going to relate them to children, but I felt it would offend humans. And right now I am sitting on the I'd rather not offend humans than robots side. But once we get to the sentience,
No,
I'll ask my questions.
You're on the wrong side.
I'm on the...
What does Alexa know?
What is Alexa? I wouldn't know. I don't support the Alexa products.
You had one for a while.
I did not. I had a Google Home for a while.
All right, what does Google know?
That's the thing. I don't know, man. Google could know a lot about me.
What
Maybe
does Siri
Facts.
know?
Siri's the one I'm scared of, dude.
Dude,
Boy, because like this is my thing. Oh my god,
Siri is
man!
trash,
since we're here, I imagine that at some point with this AR Apple shit, they're gonna make Siri an AR like companion who could be in a room.
Jarvis.
Sure.
They're
I
gonna do some
really
Jarvis
think
ish.
I really think they're gonna start with
For
some
sure.
Jarvis type energy, but then it's gonna be like, do you want Siri in your room? And it's gonna be like an assistant, and it's I feel like they're gonna do.
my God,
it. I've
you're
been
gonna make it a
very scared
person?
of like Siri becoming
Yeah.
like
Oh my
a
God.
person because they're the
Oh
only
my God,
company
what
that
if
could
Siri
do it.
becomes a person?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Because what
Oh
if
my
they start
God.
mass producing Siri
That would
robots?
scare
They're
me.
the
Just
only
like an
company
Apple
I feel
scare
could
me.
spoon feed this to
Bro,
people.
what if-
Because they could probably trick me into being like, I think it's a cool idea. But right now, I don't think it's a good idea.
That
But
you
they
said
could
is
trick
What
me.
if it like
I think they
starts?
could.
What if it starts like haunting you in your AR? Like it just starts creeping you out.
It's
and,
like you're
showing
watching
you
a
shit in your
movie and
AR.
she just walks middle of the screen
Yeah.
and you're like, oh shit, Siri, what you need? Somebody's at your door. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh shit. Like,
It's like really sentient, and
but
it
it's
like
really
starts
just like an
acting.
AI butler.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, somebody's probably going to try it, if not Apple. But
Yeah.
Apple's the type to be like, we bought a company that tried it and we put Siri into it and it's got machine
Yeah.
learning because we
And it
don't want to
just
say
looks cool.
AI.
Yeah, it looks cool. Like it looks sick. You're like, yo.
Dude, because I was just like, oh, they're going to be like, here's your personal Siri. And you're going to be able to like make Siri look like whatever. Because you can do male Siri, you can do female Siri, you can do a they, them Siri, bro. Come on, dude. You can show Siri how you won't show Siri.
My Siri
Oh,
is
you
like
ever seen the movie
LeBron.
Her with Joaquin Phoenix where he falls in
Yeah.
love with the personal assistant Scarlett Johansson?
Bro.
I'm seeing it. We're here. I'm scared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just random.
I want
aside. I thought
Alfred.
about that.
That'd be sick.
You want
That'd
you
be
would
so
you would just
sick.
make your Siri Alfred?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, you know, in like the
People
incredible
start
true
licensing.
story.
People start licensing their fucking likeness, and then you can
Yeah.
get it from the movie. I get Michael Caine Alfred as my
Facts.
Siri.
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah, no, it'll literally be like
I'm
that.
already
that
selling myself. I need to stop.
part in Logic's album, where
Yep.
he's like, you can talk to Jesus or Big Sean,
Yes,
and
and
he's
yeah,
like,
Big
"Oh, look
Sean
like a Big
coming-
Sean."
Sean
Bro,
Dog.
come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, G.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this is. Yeah, that
Bro,
is like
facts.
Logic's album. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that comparison. Good catch.
Yeah.
The incredible true story. But yeah,
Fire album.
insane. I imagine Apple's gonna try it though.
Yeah, for sure. If anyone's gonna do it.
Dude, imagine talking to Jesus, dude. What you gonna?
Bro.
But it wouldn't be Jesus.
Imagine talking
Yeah.
to Buddha, bro.
It's just I was
like
about to
Buddha
say it's
pulls
just
up.
gonna be a
you gonna say?
compilation of like all the Bibles together and like the Dead Sea
But
Scrolls,
only
and
the
it's like
quotes.
yeah, he's just gonna be dropping knowledge the whole time. Like He just answers everything in like a Confucius type riddle.
Yeah, just riddles.
It would be wild, dude. It would be wild if they just like put in like random stuff. It's like, what if you could ask JFK like what happened to him? You know, it's
That's
like,
what
does he think?
Yeah, that's wild.
That's too much. But like, I don't know if you all saw like the Watchmen TV show, but they had the thing where you could put your DNA in. And like you could see your family tree, and like they would show like renderings and things like this is what they would have looked like, and it's like, oh, we could probably actually get there. But it's like these are all things where it's like your Siri could end up being like most like whatever you want. If you're like, yo, use my DNA and like make it look like it would be like my sister, like, you know, like shit like that, or it could like look at you.
Dude, it might
and,
be
like,
creepy.
features.
It's gonna get real creepy if they do that.
shit.
It'll be real creepy. I mean, if Apple doesn't make it, someone will make something like that. So it's like, you know, let's say Apple doesn't do it, but someone else will make it an assistant
Virtual
that
assistants
is physically in your 3D space.
Something that people are using all the time. Like whether it be your little OK Google for a quick math problem or a
no, dude. I remember I made a video on it. Dude, I remember I had this kind of run of viral videos, and they were related to like anime waifu content that I was covering for a little bit, right? And I literally, dude, there was this freaking waifu assistant, bro. Who was using that, dude? It existed. Someone was freaking using it, dude.
Somebody, dude. I don't know if you all heard about the AI girlfriends that like the company like was on some crazy shit, dude. You literally, well, it was an AI companion, but people were paying the extra to get the girlfriend package or whatever because the AI only had certain responses, and it was like people in Valium. We're talking to this AI every day, telling secrets, family, everything. And it's just using the information back to create more of a relationship. People are eventually then buying packages and then treating this like a real relationship. And it's like, that's already happening. You're telling me these other markets aren't going to find a way to use it, dude? Like, bro, you go see a whole world of people who are just like content with it. And my thing is, I don't know if it's good, bad, indifferent. I don't know where it sits. It's just like, I think it's going to happen. Like, it's creepy. Yeah. It's definitely fucking creepy.
It's going to be real weird, man, what people are going to be into, man. I feel like it's going to diverge what people are into even more. Because now you're separating yourself from reality, dude. Like, dude, this separation is going to be huge. Like, you can do anything now. Like,
I don't know.
It's going to be like, what the heck?
It could have some cool implications. I'm like, yo, what if I had like a serious
assistant
gonna have
who
cool
like
implications, stayed on
but
my
it's gonna
ass
have, like,
about like recording?
Yeah,
like, yo, like I'm wearing the AR, I'm
about.
watching a movie, and they just walk in the room. Hey, it's time to record. And of course, that could just be a voice notification. That could just be a little like reminder.
I think
but at the same time, I don't know. It could be a little cool.
Yeah. Dude, yeah.
I think people would be weird with it.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
See, I think they should have it where it's just cartoons.
Also, like, what do you guys think about like recording 24/7?
What do you mean, like being recorded 24/7?
Yeah, like people are gonna start recording everything.
No, I'm not okay with it. If that's what vlogging's moving to, I'll never be there. You just pointed at a camera.
People are gonna
24/7. This show is an hour and a half max.
Right.
Yeah, but it's not. I'm not. No, I think he was talking about intentionally recording, like people pulling live streams. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
so I mean, also like just like that Black Mirror stuff where they'll just record everything, so then they can just go back. They can just go back and rewatch what they did, kind of thing.
I would be so uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, no, that would be weird.
Dude, people are gonna do it, dude. I guarantee you. In 5 years, people are gonna do it.
For sure.
5 years, they're gonna do it.
Yeah. But it's still like, it would still be really weird. Like I would feel uncomfortable personally if like I looked at somebody and I was like, I'd rather not be in your life vlog. But then again, I'm a person who has done a 12-hour stream before. I actually think it was like 13 hours. Like I have streamed for a long time before, but still.
It was like in your room.
It was a very separate thing. It was like the stream is right here. I know I'm on camera. I feel like I'm on camera, and I'm not gonna. I'm like when I turn the camera off, there will be a different life that I live. Yeah. If that makes sense.
You know what? You know what might be funny? You know how right now when you do FaceTime, it's like generating your face for the other person.
Yeah.
It'll be hilarious when everyone's wearing the Vision Pros and they got goggles. And so then when you look at another person, they'll just filter it out. They'll just filter out that mask on your freaking face. You know?
So that's, man, dude, we're going on a movie tangent tonight, but that's just the movie Surrogates, where people were, Bruce Willis movie, where, oh my God, there's a fucking bug in here. There's a Bruce Willis movie where like everybody's just in their robot suits and everybody's at home. So it's just, everybody everybody's using an avatar from whatever time period they picked. So it's like, it picked for like my 33-year-old body, and it's like that's who you are outside, and that's how people will be with these avatars. They just be like, yeah, that's me, but like it's not what I look like right now. Because that's the better better thing about a FaceTime avatar. I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes somebody will FaceTime me. I'll be laying in bed, just woke up. I'm not gonna answer that. I'm sitting here shirtless, bro. Like it's gonna be a weird interaction. Like if I don't know you. So it's like it would be kind of cool to click like and hit me with an avatar, and it's like just,
turn on avatar. Yeah.
So it's like I could see it. It's weird because it's like it's cool,
Dude.
but it's on a line.
Dude, you know what would be crazy? Imagine someone creates like like Avatar, like the movie, the game, and then it's like you go through the whole process, you like convert into like an avatar, and then you like start walking around. That'd be pretty random.
Well, I was about to say, at that point, it's like, would we even want movies, or would we just want good games?
Facts.
Like, would we want everything to be
an immersion?
Fully immersed. I was about to say, if we got to that point, don't even make the movie normal. I want to be the main character of the movie. Just shoot everything from his perspective and let me put the headset on.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
Facts.
That would be way cooler, man. Facts. Look, G, I think it's about time to wrap it up for the night. Tell everybody what we got coming up for the week. G, what you all dropping?
New video tomorrow. Nevaland, 2 Nevaland podcast episodes coming hopefully before Monday.
Hell yeah. Hey, 2 episodes. That's nice. What you got, Pars?
Facts. Daily is still coming out. New chapter just dropped, so I'm gonna drop a review probably this weekend. So look out for that ish.
Reviews coming out. Look out for another podcast. I dropped one yesterday. Go watch that if you haven't. It's on this channel. So go check out that one that is already out. We got another episode. It's with Khalif, dope artist in the city. He just got interviewed by the Bulls, so it felt really cool having him on my show. So yeah, that one's gonna come out. And then I'll just make a promise right now that I'll drop a sample breakdown tomorrow. I shot 4 of them today.
Hey,
so
let's
I'll
go.
do one. I'll edit
let's
one
go.
Yep, so I'll drop one of those. So yeah, man, that's all the content we got coming up, man. And usually I would ask for a quote, but Bobby, I would love it if you could end us out with that beautiful song you were singing before we had the cameras fired up today. If you could lead us out with that one,
grace us with
that's what I'm saying, dude. If you could hit us with that one, then we'll be good to go. I feel like we'll be good to go.
I don't think you're worthy.
You don't think we're worthy? Nah, bro. I feel like you're checking it out. You said you had a lot of confidence. You sang it with a lot of confidence earlier. End us out with the SpongeBob Krabby Patty zoom in.
I don't think you're worthy.
I think you got it, man. I think you got it. We're all just looking at you. We are waiting patiently.
Okay. We can just go out.
We're not going to cut out. We can't cut out without a quote or a noise. You got to give me a second to get a quote then. You got to, you could have been the noise. If you got a different noise you'd like to end us out with, you can end us out with a different noise, but I got to get a quote together if you don't got one.
I got a Wayne quote.
Oh, so if you got a Wayne quote, but you're bailing him out. You're still bailing Bobby. Yeah, he said he was going to do this. He said he was going to do this.
It's a short one, but I like it.
All right, let's go, Nene. Let's go.
Fuck the world, not the people.
Bobby's weak.
Interesting.
He didn't do the noise.